scary. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? Hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Here's the deal. I figured instead of doing a shoe review this week, we would do more of a running vlog. So I asked you guys to ask me a bunch of questions, and I'm going to answer them while I do my little 4-mile run. This is actually my peak week, so the biggest week of my New York City marathon training. I'm already at like 25 miles for the week, and today I'm doing 4, and then tomorrow I'm doing 21. We are almost there, which feels crazy. It feels like this summer and training completely flew by. I'm mainly dressed, but we gotta go pick out a shoe to wear. One of the things you guys asked me is if I can start reviewing more stability shoes, and the truth is that I don't really love wearing stability shoes, but I have a pair of Kayano 30s here, so I guess for this video, it's only 4 miles, I could give these a whirl. There you go. Kayano 30s. All right, all dressed. Got the bandit hat. Got the New Balance long sleeve tee. Got Say Sky shorts on. I love these shorts. They're so comfortable, and I feel like they're the perfect length and they don't ride up too much. And I got the Say Sky socks here and the Kayano 30s. Let's go get 4 miles done, shall we? Bye. See you later. We'll see you in a little bit. Goodbye. Be a good girl, okay? One of the questions was, can we get more Ruby content? Yes. Here you go. All right, we're out here. Do a little stretchy stretch. One of the questions you guys asked me is if I have multiple running routes, and I do. We're gonna do one of them today. Well, kind of half of it. But I have 2 main routes that I run during the week, and then I have like a long run route that I save for just my long run so I don't get sick of it. Just started. So we're doing this easy pace, which for me is about like 9:15 and slower. Right now we got 10:25. That's perfect. So far these shoes are feeling a little brickish, but not terrible. So the first question I'll answer is, how did I get into running? In high school and elementary school, all those schools, I played team sports, but I never really loved any of them. My dad was a triathlete, and I'd always be like, why would you ever want to do this? It seems absolutely terrible. I just did not get it at all. But for my 22nd birthday, I think, I just wanted to get like a regular bike, just so I could like bike around parks with my friends, I guess. And my dad was like, well, why don't you do a relay triathlon with me? He'll swim, I'll do the bike, and my friend Kate will do the run. I ended up really enjoying it. Long story short, eventually I became a triathlete. I did a bunch of sprint, Olympic, and a half Ironman distance triathlon. Then I realized I really don't like swimming, so I kind of just transitioned over to running. And it's been history ever since. Still have a triathlon bike that sits downstairs and collects dust, which I do feel kind of bad about, but what are you gonna do? Do I have a coach? Yes. My good friend Kay Dello Runs is my coach. She has coached me through the last 3 marathons I've done, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Very grateful to have her for these training cycles. Herm Runs asked me, what's up Herm Runs, if I could run with any animal in the world, what would it be? I think the answer, while it may be boring, would be a lion, because I think my favorite movie of all time is The Lion King. No hate. So I think in order to honor young Emily, I'll say a lion. Simba, to be specific. If I could only pick one shoe to do everything in, it would be probably the SC Trainer V2 from New Balance. Throughout this training cycle, I have literally done tempo runs, easy runs, and just your regular run-of-the-mill runs in that shoe. And even though it has a plate, it still does great for easy stuff. Just clocked in 1 mile, 9:55 pace. Perfect. Someone asked me, how am I doing really? And I think I'm doing pretty good. Having a great training block, getting it all done when I can, how I can. Personally, stuff is going well. As you guys know, I do work in the news, so it's been a crazy week in particular, and seeing all that terrible stuff is always heartbreaking. But in that case, it's not about me at all. It's about all the people suffering. So my heart and my thoughts go out to them. But as a whole, I am doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. Another runner. Now that I've gotten into a rhythm with these shoes, I definitely feel a little bit better. Still stiff, but not the worst stability shoe I've ever worn. What I think of the Boston Marathon qualifying time 5:29 thing, and what I think of what Tracksmith had to say about it all. I think it's devastating. 5:29 is like light years for some runners. I'm no expert. I probably will never qualify for Boston, but one thing I'll say is that there's got to be a way to make it a little more inclusive. The whole Tracksmith thing, elitist, whack. I'm not gonna like cancel them and never wear their stuff again, but I was disappointed by it. Scary. Mild dose, 9:36 pace. Now someone asked me, do I take rest breaks when I run? Yes. What is something that I would tell young Emily? That's a really good question. I think it would be to not be so afraid to be who you are, and that the people who actually love you will always love you, and the people who don't, they never did. So you shouldn't be so afraid to be your authentic self, because it's so much better this way. If I could run any marathon in Europe, what would it be? It would definitely be London. When I went to London over the summer, I fell in love with it. So I'd love to go back, and what better way than to run a marathon? But Berlin does look cool. What do I feel with during a marathon? I have tried Goo, Spring, Honey Stinger, and in training right now, I've experimented with Morden. Goo and Honey Stinger work the best for me. Usually I'll take a gel every 40 minutes or so, and when I'm training, I have a handheld that I put Gatorade and water in. But this year for New York, I might actually bring my handheld to run the marathon, because if it's good enough for Megan Featherston, it's good enough for me. One thing I could tell a beginner marathoner, the main thing I would say is that you gotta train your mental just as much as you have to train your physical. Because there's always points in a marathon, no matter how good you're feeling, where the negative thoughts creep in a bit, and they say to you, you can't hold this pace, or I can't believe you have this much longer to go, and how are you ever going to do this? You have to make sure that you have ways in your mind to combat that. Whether it's distracting yourself with music, listening to a podcast, mantras you tell yourself, that sort of thing. It is just as important. Building yourself up, telling yourself you know you can do this. The pain is only temporary. All that sort of stuff. As for me, I tell myself, eyes up, look out at the road, not at your feet. I tell myself that my body is like a machine, and it's just gonna keep going. And the more I go, the less I have to run. It might sound silly, but that is something that I have always told myself in races, and it has worked for the most part. Just got done with 4 miles. Last mile was 11:10 pace because I stopped. See, I do rest. And I forgot to stop my watch. I'd say the shoes felt better over time. I don't hate them. I'd wear them again, even, maybe, for something easy. Do you want a full review? Let me know in the comments down below. A question I don't want to forget to answer that someone asked is, from hanging out with people like Kofuzi and the Believe in the Run crew, have I learned anything about like running YouTube and creating content? And definitely the number one thing that I've learned is that those guys and gals just like whip out the camera wherever. They don't care, they're not embarrassed, and that's something that I need to kind of conquer, because when I see somebody like out, maybe like outside, or like looking at me talking into a camera, I get kind of shy, and I don't really like that. But it's about creating the content and getting the shot, and that's what's most important. So it's been a work in progress for me over the years, but definitely inspired by how those guys just like do not care. Do I have any post-race or post-run recovery routines? Honestly, yes, but it's not what you're thinking. It's not like foam rolling and doing all these stretches and things that I should be doing. It's really like eating something delicious, drinking some water, maybe some Gatorade or coconut water, and then laying on the couch forever, watching a crappy reality television show that will rot my brain, like Sister Wives, anything on Bravo. And yeah, that's pretty much the way I like to do it. Just got back. Ew! Are you gonna come down so we can make coffee? Yeah. Got her to come down. We're making breakfast. What are we making?
Are you? I don't know.
A question somebody asked me that I forgot to answer while I was on the run, and it's a big one, is what are my goals for the next few years of running? And I think that I need to see how I do in New York to really answer that question the way that I want to. I want to see kind of what I get as my time for New York City, and that'll determine what my next marathon goals will be. But I mean, all in all, I just want to get faster in the marathon would be my like A goal. And someone else had asked if I want to ever do like an ultra or a 50K. And I'd say it's like not a never kind of thing, but it's not something that I like have thought about recently. But it is in the back of my mind. You never know. Maybe I'll lace up some trail shoes and do a 50K one of these days. If you're a fan of sriracha, you gotta get this sriracha Yellowbird. The blue agave sriracha specifically, it is so good. There's nothing like a nice warm coffee after like a cold raining run. So good. I have 21 miles tomorrow. I might have mentioned that earlier, but we're gonna make a pizza for dinner, so I'll take you along for that fun ride. And then I'll show you some of the stuff that I pack or make sure that I have it laid out before my long runs. And if there's any questions I might have missed, I'll get to those as well. Cheers. Back in the kitchen, did our errands, trying to finish my summer beer. Kind of sick of it, not gonna lie. I wanted a pumpkin beer, but I gotta finish this first. Finishing up our pizza. We got pizza sauce from Trader Joe's, mozzarella cheese, or special cheese from Whole Foods, pizza cheese? I don't know. Pineapple, because pineapple belongs on pizza. Don't add us. And we got some turkey pepperonis here. And this one is chomping at the bit.
Waiting for something to drop on the floor.
Waiting for something to drop on the floor. My stuff for tomorrow is all laid out. I got my watch charging, the Garmin, got the shocks also on the charger. I got 5 gels here, caffeinated Morton to start, 2 regular gels, another caffeinated gel for when I'm getting really tired, and then I have this extra gel here. I think these should be enough, plus the Gatorade electrolytes mix that I'm gonna put in my water bottle. One of you asked me how I fit all this in my pockets, like where I'm storing it, and it's in my pants pocket, which makes it look completely ridiculous and like bulging out. And then I also have a back zipper pocket like on my waist, so I'm gonna use both of those. It doesn't look great, but kind of is what it is.
Decided to add some pepperoncinis on half.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Usually we do banana peppers, but we're out of banana peppers, so Greek pepperoncinis will have.
It's fine, it'll work.
All right, Junie, watch out.
Watch out. Into the oven it goes. Yeah, buddy. Here you go. Never met a dog who was more spoiled than you. There it is, in all of its glory.
All of its pizza glory.
We cut it kind of weird, but
I usually cut it like in thirds,
it's
but
fine. It's all going to the same place. It's good. This might be a hot take, but I think homemade pizza is better than pizzeria pizza. Just saying.
Sometimes.
Last question of the video is what my favorite pre-marathon, pre-long run dinner is. Pizza or pasta, but you can't go wrong with either one. It's a recipe for success. I don't make the rules. With that, I think we're going to conclude the video. I really like doing this kind of thing. I haven't done it in a while. If you enjoyed it, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a brand new video. Pineapple belongs on pizza. It just does. Have a video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. So we'll do that later. Right? Or is that weird?
It was a little weird.
Damn.